Hey guys, this is for week 4 of CC cycle 3. Let's get into our memory work from this week. Hey y'all, this is for week 4 of cycle 3 memory work. We are going to start with math. So this week we have the 7s and the 8s. So on your little picture this week we had ladybugs, and then for the 8s we had stop signs. So for the 7s, it goes like this. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70, 77, 84, 91, 98, 100, 5. And so that was the 7s. And then for the 8s this week, it goes to the tune of a song called Oh Susanna. And so it goes like this. 8, 16, 24, and 32, 40, 48, 56, and 64, 72, 80, 88, and 96, 104, 112, 120. All right, so that was the 8s. Then moving to Latin this week, we had Latin verbs. And so you can kind of see it on the board here. So we started with erat, which means was. Then we had venit, which is came. Then perhiberit, which means bear. And then crederint, which means believe. So, like I was telling you guys in class, all of these Latin words that we are learning these past few weeks, and then the next few weeks, they're all part of our John 1 verse that we're learning in morning assembly. And so in morning assembly, we're currently learning it in English. And then after we learn it in English, we'll learn it in Latin. And so we're learning all of these words ahead of time so that whenever we learn it again in Latin, then we will know what words we are saying. So, like I said, erat, which is in English was, venit, came, perhiberit, bear, and then crederint, believe. And so this one goes to the tune of the same one that our 7s was in math. So it's the Frere Jacques tune. And so it goes like this. Latin verbs, erat was, venit came, perhiberit bear, crederint believe, Latin verbs. All right, and in class you guys caught on to that so quickly. I was so proud. So now moving to English, this week we had verb principal parts. So we had infinitive, present, past, present participle, and past participle. So for infinitive, we did hand motions for all of these. So infinitive, you take your hands and you just roll them because it goes on and on. So we have infinitive. Then for present, you're going to take your hands out and you're going to hand a present. So you go present. Then for past, you take your thumbs and you throw them back, past. Then for present participle, we talked about how participle says part in it. So we're only giving part of our present. So with one hand, you do present participle. And then with one hand, you're going to do past participle and throw your thumb back like that. So we have verb principal parts: infinitive, present, past, present participle, and past participle. All right, so now moving to science, we learned what are 3 parts of the nervous system. So 3 parts of the nervous system are the brain, spinal cord, and nerves. So for these, we had hand motions again. So for brain, you're just going to grab your head, brain. Then for spinal cord, we took our hands and we just went down like this, spinal cord. And the nerves, we flash our hands and then went pop, pop, pop. All right, so we have what are 3 parts of the nervous system. 3 parts of the nervous system are brain, spinal cord, and nerves. Pop, pop, pop. All right. Then for history, we learned about the Declaration of Independence. So we have in 1776, the Continental Congress published the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, announcing the colonists' intent to separate from England. So our hand motions go like this. For 1776, you hold up the 7, and then you're going to flash it twice, and then hold up the 6. So in 1776, then for Continental Congress, you're going to do a C, and then a C with the other hand. So in 1776, the Continental Congress. Then for publish the Declaration of Independence, you're going to write on your hand. So publish the Declaration. And then when we say independence, you're going to wave your hands like this. So it goes publish the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia. So in Philadelphia, we're going to do the letter P. So you give me the 2 fingers, put your thumb in the middle, and then turn it upside down. So in Philadelphia. And then we did this for announcing. Just put your hands on either side of your mouth and yell it out loud. Announcing the colonists' intent. So you're going to clap for that. And then for separate from England, you're just going to pull your hands away. So intent to separate from England. And then in the song, that repeats twice. So intent to separate from England, intent to separate from England. Okay? So let's do that all the way through, and then we will sing it. So we have in 1776, the Continental Congress published the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, announcing the colonists' intent to separate from England, intent to separate from England. All right, let's sing it. Here we go. In 1776, the Continental Congress published the Declaration of Independence in Philadelphia, announcing the colonists' intent to separate from England, intent to separate from England. All right, so that was our history. Then for geography this week, we're continuing our states and capitals. So we had Atlanta, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, and Baton Rouge, Louisiana. So all of these are on that bottom portion of the United States. And then we sang the song. So it goes Atlanta, Georgia, Tallahassee, Florida, Montgomery, Alabama, Jackson, Mississippi, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. And so we just continue on and on to learn our states and capitals for the next few weeks. And so that was it for our geography. And then for timeline this week with Miss Gracie, we started off with 1000 BC, 1000 BC. So for that, you have a 1, and then you put your 3 fingers down in your hand. So 1000 BC, 1000 BC. Then early Native Americans, you put your hand like this with your fingers up, start at your mouth, and then come back to your ear. So early Native Americans. Then Israel divides into 2 kingdoms. So Israel divides into 2 kingdoms. Then we go into Homer. So you give me H for Homer, and then another H for Hesiod. So Homer and Hesiod. Then take these 2 fingers and twist them to make an R. So Rome, and then pound your fist for founded. So Rome founded by Romulus and Remus. And so just do the R's again. So we have Rome founded by Romulus and Remus. Then Israel falls to Assyria. So give me an I for Israel. Falls to Assyria. And so Assyria is the bow and arrow that we did earlier. So we have Israel falls to Assyria. Then Assyria falls to Babylon. And so Babylon, you have your hand out like this, and then take an L and go from the top to the bottom. So Assyria falls to Babylon. Then we have Lao Tzu, Confucius, and Buddha. So for these, you're going to make the P with your hand. So that's your P sign, thumb in the middle, and then bring it down. And then you're going to just twist it around like this, your head. So Lao Tzu. Then do it with the other side, Confucius. And then for Buddha, you just grab your belly like you have a big Buddha belly, and then just shake it like that. So we have Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha. All right, so let's do that all together, starting at 1000 BC. Here we go. 1000 BC, 1000 BC, Early Native Americans. Israel divides into 2 kingdoms. Homer and Hesiod. Rome founded by Romulus and Remus. Israel falls to Assyria. Assyria falls to Babylon. Lao Tzu, Confucius, Buddha. All right, so that was timeline. And then let's review what we did for fine arts and our science experiment. So for fine arts this week, we talked about abstract art and how with abstract art, there's not really a particular thing that you are trying to draw or paint. It is just, you're just trying to get across like emotions. You're using shapes and lines and all different kinds of things to just show something fun, but it's not necessarily something like a specific person or anything like that. So with that, I wrote everybody's name in black Sharpie, and then we used some tape and we put it across our paper, and then we painted or used oil pastels all over the paper. Then you pulled off the tape, and you were able to see on the paper all the different fun colors that you use. Come on. All right. And then for science this week, we had an experiment called lung capacity. And so for this one, we had a big container with water in it. And then we had some water jugs and some aquatic tubing. And so for this, you took the container with the water in it and you put the water jug in it upside down. Then with the aquatic tubing, we were able to kind of fish that underneath into the water jug after we took the cap off. And then you just released all the air from your lungs into the tubing. And so doing this, you were able to see all the water come out of the bottle into the container. And so we were able to see who had the, biggest lung capacity. And Mr. Adam beat us all. But you guys did a great job in showing how much lung capacity you had. And so if you want to do that at home, I can share that experiment with you guys on CC Connected, and then you can try that out at home and see if you can beat out your parents. All right, so that was it for week 4 memory work. We will see you guys back for week 5. Bye.